This is a tribute to his friend, Mr. James Brown, living in America, right here on the Upper Room with Joe Kelley and WVOF.
I feel good. This is what we do. Lay some funk on you. This is how we play. I got something to say.
I got to see with Fred to see if I can sneak in his trombone case into those recording sessions. That's amazing funk going on right there. Bootsy Collins and company, led by the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, a true legend, and it's a true honor that we're going to be having him on the show right now, the Upper Room with Joe Kelley and WVOF in Fairfield, Connecticut. And he's coming to town, and he's going to be on tour. We welcome all the way from South Carolina, Mr. Fred Wesley. How you doing, Fred?
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and, amazing cut of a James Brown song, and you guys flipped it up. Tell us about, first of all, who's the sister singing on that?
I don't know who it was. Bootsy did that. That's Bootsy's cut, and I don't know who that sister was, but she was definitely getting down on it, wasn't she?
Yeah, great stuff, and you've got two CDs going to be released, Fred Wesley and the New JBs. The Funky President Celebration Tour is getting out on the road in the U.S. And tell us about these two new CDs that you're ready to drop. Official date, I believe, beginning of April.
Yeah, the two CDs. One is like a cover and hip hop remixes, and one is the band. It was Funk for Your Ass on it.
Right.
Things like that. So the one is instrumental, mainly instrumental, and the other is mainly vocal.
Right.
So we will cover all bases with those two albums.
And you're putting it together a great road show, which started early this year out in Europe. I understand we got a lot. We have a lot of European fans out there. I want to say hello to all the listeners, especially at funkhome.com and the Funky Girl and Blaze and Tell us about the early part of the tour. You took it out there with your band.
Yeah, we even went to Israel with it, you know.
Wow.
And we did Paris and Zurich, all the major stops in Europe, London. Everybody had a good time. We had some big audiences, some good audiences, and we had a ball. The band had a good time on the tour.
Yeah, and your band, you've been working with people from different parts of the state. Tell us about what we can expect on the tour, and specifically.
Well,
we
got Bruce Cox on drums. He's from Philadelphia and lives in New York now. And Dwayne Dolphin from Pittsburgh, and Peter Matson from New York and from Zurich. You got two homes. You know, he lives overseas and over here too. And Reggie Ward from the SOS band. He lives in Atlanta. And my homeboy Theodore Arthur.
Oh, okay.
And on tenor saxophone, it came from Mobile, just like I did, you know.
Right.
And Gary Winters on trumpet. He's one of the finest trumpet players in the world. He's from Cincinnati, right there with Bootsy. That's where I met him with sessions with Bootsy.
Tell us about
we got a real good show. We'll have fun.
Let me give out the dates, some of the early dates for Fred Wesley and the new JBs. They're kicking off this Funky President Celebration Tour. 2 dates at Warm Daddy's, April 3rd and the 4th in Philadelphia, PA, and then April 5th in Floyd, Virginia. They'll also be in Syracuse on April 7th at the Westcott Theater, and then right here in Connecticut, about a half hour away from the station here at the Warehouse, April 8th, and also up in Boston area at Somerville, Mass., Johnny D's on April 9th. Now, you tour like old school style, and, you know, we just saw Victor Wooten and J.D. Blair at Toad's Place, but you guys hit like 19 dates in 20 days, and, you know, some people do only 3 shows a week, but how do you gear up for such a demanding tour?
Well, we got a pretty good bus, and, you know, we don't do it often. We just do 2 weeks, 3 weeks at a time, and then we take off maybe 2 or 3 weeks, you know. So it's fun to do it when you're doing it, but after 3 weeks of doing this hard hitting, we put it down, you know, for a minute. Cause, you know, I'm an old man, and
no, you still got it.
My body can't take it like it used to. I used to party all night long,
right?
Days, but it ends now. It comes to an end now, you know.
No, come on, you still got a lot of life left, so and we hope a lot of great music. Yeah, Fred Wesley is with us. Amazing person and amazing musician. So much history, and we'll talk all about different stuff with Fred and his career and what's been going on now. But, you know, we're going to drop some of that new music from the upcoming CD, Fred Wesley. You know, this is a song we could use as a theme song. When I first heard it, I said, wow, this is amazing. Jump off the funk cut, Funk for Your Ass. And tell us about recording this one. Oh,
that's a tune I wrote because people ask me all the time, well, you don't give us some more of that funk. You're already doing that jazz, you know. We want some funk. So the guys put together a track for me and call it Funk for Your Ass. So I said, here's some funk for your ass now, you know.
Yeah. So nobody's going to be asking you those questions no more, right?
I don't think so, but here it comes.
Yeah, this is Fred Wesley and the new JB's Funk for Your Ass. Fred will come back and speak with us once again right here.
If you ain't got no
this is
soul,
WVOF 88.5 FM, Fairfield, Connecticut. We'll get back to it, of course. More new music from Fred Wesley, but right now we welcome Fred Wesley back to WVOF in the upper room. Fred, funky new track right there, Funk Your Ass, off of the upcoming CDs.
Yeah, that's the band you'll be hearing.
That's right. You're gonna be live on the road. The first leg of the Funky President Celebration Tour, April 3rd through April 18th. And right here in Connecticut, April 8th. It's a Wednesday night at the Warehouse. Been getting a lot of great reviews as far as being a nice place for live music. So you can go to funkyfredwesley.com. Wesley spelled Wesley, and the new JBs. You know, let's talk about the old JBs and getting affiliated with your good buddy James Brown, who we definitely miss, and a lot of the record in tribute to James Brown. When did you guys first come in contact with each other?
Well, that was way before anything. That was 1968.
Uh-huh.
And I was still in Mobile, Alabama. I was about to become the the first black milkman in Mobile, Alabama.
Uh-huh.
It was a big thing back in those days. My mother was in the civil rights movement, and we had a thing about trying to get black people into some so-called important positions. So I was going to be a milkman, you know.
Oh, okay.
So Wayman Reed recommended me for a job with James Brown. So I had a choice between music or milk. I chose music, of course.
Yeah, thankfully.
Yeah.
And
James Brown ended up happy, but my mother was kind of sad, though, but she ended up happy, too.
now you guys did such amazing work in the studio and on tour. What was it like recording? You did a lot of recording while you were on tour, or was it in between tours?
Yeah, we did a lot while we were on tour. James Brown was a man who got an idea, and he wanted to put it down right then, you know, so you'd find a studio wherever we were, and for instance, like Soul Power and some of Lynn Collins tunes. We just found the studio and went right in and did it. We did Soul Power in Washington D.C. and Think About It was done in a cave in Independence, Missouri. So he would record wherever he was at the time.
A lot different than recording today.
Oh yes, totally different.
Right.
You know, today people email me a track, I put a solo on it and email it back. You know, it used to be you would have to set up a studio and go to the studio and blow and do everything 5 or 6 times. You know, but it's easier now. But you know, I'm older now, so I need it easier now.
Right. So
it's cool to do it now like that. You know, you do it one time and they'll take the solo and put it where they want to, you know.
Right.
But it's so much different now. The technology has really moved forward. And so it made it easier on us old fellows. But back in the day, it was more fun, I think.
Right. And still, I'm sure nothing like getting in front of an audience and having them groove to your music.
Oh, yeah. That's still the same. I love that.
Right.
That's what keeps me going, you know. The audiences, I just love to see people dance to my music and to James Brown music too, and to the Horny Horn music and P-Funk music. We do all of it on the show.
Fred Wesley is with us. His website, funkyfredwesley.com. Fred Wesley and the New JBs kicking off the Funky President Celebration Tour. The first leg of the U.S. tour in April 3rd and 4th at Warm Daddy's in Philadelphia, PA. And they'll also be in New York on April 11th at Sullivan Hall, New York City, New York. How many trombones do you bring on the road with you?
Trombones? Only one.
Okay, so what kind of trombone do you play?
It's a Shooky. It's an old Shooky. I had it made in 1976. And I've been playing it ever since. I've had it reconditioned 4 times, had a paint job 4 times, but it's still in good condition and it still plays good. So it's a Shooky.
Yeah. Fred Wesley, we're going to get in another track. You mentioned James Brown and this next cut, Sex Machine, you know.
Oh, yeah.
100, 200 years from now, this is still going to be great music. So,
it's still good, yeah.
Yeah, so Fred Wesley will come back and speak once again. This is WVOF in the Upper Room with Joe Kelley. Sex Machine, Mr. Fred Wesley.
Fellas, I want to get up and do my thing. Doing it, you know, like a sex machine. Now, you know, doing my thing is playing funk on a trombone. And I'm going to do it right here.
from the brand new album from Mr. Fred Wesley and Fred Wesley's Sex Machine, tribute to James Brown. And, such a great musical story with yourself. And you were a leader for many, many years and key performer and writer with James Brown. How about the task of being a band leader with James Brown and keeping everybody in check and sounding right? What does that entail, and how'd you get that job?
It was really that was the hardest job in the world. Really, believe me, it was hard. But I got it because Pee Wee Ellis left the band, and James thought he could trust me, which he could, and he just turned it over to me. He didn't want to have to do it all himself, So he gave me most of the responsibilities. He just was the enforcer, And so I handled it. I handled it very well because I used to tell him what I needed to tell him to keep him off the band, and tell the band what I need to tell them to keep them off James. Right. And so it was a balancing act, but I think I was pretty good at it. I kept the band together for 4 years. It was a great band, and did some great music together. And I think James Brown was glad he had me there,
Right. So you guys kept in contact through years, I'm sure. And
oh yeah. Well, and then after he got over being mad about me going with Bootsy, we talked every night.
What's that like when you got to tell James Brown, your boss, that hey, I'm joining up with Bootsy? What kind of, how do you break that to him?
Well, I just had to just break it to him. I say, Mr. Brown, I'm gone.
Right.
Make a mistake, son. Make a mistake. I say, I know it, but I just can't take no more of this,
Right.
I was in Madison Square Garden, and I just walked away,
After the show or before the show?
It was after the show.
Yeah.
After the show. And
then on to the mad, funky world of Bootsy and the Horny Horns and
George Clinton.
Yeah.
That was a really the culture shock, because I went from one thing that was kind of structured to another thing that had no structure, but still organized. And we played music. Believe me, all those guys could play some music.
Yeah.
We had Bootsy and Gary Scheider and Bernie Warrior. Everybody could play.
Mm-hmm.
They could play music, but they were just characters. They were with their own characters, and they dressed and talked and acted like that too. But it was total chaos, but it was organized chaos.
Yeah, I always make the joke, if I ever went on tour with George and the All Stars, and somehow or whatever, if I was employed by them, I'd have to drive my own car because those buses seem a little crazy.
It actually was.
Right. You got Bootsy, and he doesn't get on the road too much. Bootsy, right?
No, not too much anymore. He mainly stays in the studio. He has a studio in his house, and he just works in there. He does some amazing stuff in the studio.
Right.
His Christmas album is really something to hear. You should hear that. Have you heard his Christmas album?
Yeah. Patty sent it along the album. That man.
I think that is a magnificent album.
Right. So we'll be playing that every season for that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he does some magnificent stuff. I go there with him sometime and do some horns for him, but he doesn't get out too much on the road anymore.
We got to wish Barbara Thomas a happy birthday. She's a great friend of yours out in the Boston area.
Yeah.
So Barbara is very cool. We love you, Barbara. So happy birthday, Barbara.
Barbara, happy birthday.
You'll be coming in to town. I'm sure Barbara and Keith will be out there at Johnny D's in Somerville, Mass.
Oh, yeah, they'll be there. And let's wish Keith a happy birthday tomorrow.
Oh, his birthday's tomorrow, too?
That's right.
Man,
That's
Keith,
right.
Keith, funny thing, this is a true story. We went to see Morris Day and the Time at the casino here in Connecticut a few years ago. And Jerome Benton went in the crowd and passed the mic to someone to sing. And this brother broke it down singing, and I took a picture of him, and it was Keith Thomas and Barbara's husband, and I emailed them the photo, and it's amazing we were in the same room. We didn't even know we were in the same room together. Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Fred Wesley and the new JBs kicking off the Funky President Celebration Tour, and we'll also got to give props to your daughter, Joya Wesley, keeping everybody in check. Yeah, your manager and your new record label, Major Hana Records, Jonathan Block, great guy.
Block, there you go. Okay.
And the website, funkyfredwesley.com, myspace.com. Fred Wesley is up there, Fred Wesley and the new JBs, the 2 new records. And once again, what are records called again?
It's called Funk for Your Ass.
Funk for Your Ass.
And
yeah.
Let It Flow.
And Let It Flow. Man, amazing new music. And we're going to come out and see you on April 8th at the Warehouse in Hartford, Connecticut. And I believe it's in the Parkville section. You'll be pulling up there, bringing the funk. And Fred plays jazz, too. So
I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to it.
And we'll come by and say hello to you. And don't forget, the tour kicks off the U.S., the first leg, 2 nights in Philadelphia at Warm Daddy's, April 3rd and the 4th. And let's see. We're going to go out with a couple. And well, first of all, it's been a true honor, Fred, because, always, loved you all along in your music. And just to have you on the show is a true highlight for me.
Well, thank you a lot, Joe. And we had fun. I had fun on here. And hope everybody comes out and hear the band.
And we're going to be re-airing this interview in its entirety with additional songs from the 2 new records and the catalog of Fred Wesley at upperroomwithjoekelly.com in a couple weeks. So let's go out with Let It Flow, which features the late, great Bobby Byrd, who, passed away not too long after James Brown. And tell us a little bit about Bobby and what he meant to you.
Oh, I love Bobby. Bobby was he was like the glue that held the band together. He was always around, always there, and he kept me grounded and focused on what I was doing. Bobby Byrd was a great man, a great entertainer, and I loved him a lot. I really did, and I miss him. I miss him a lot, but Bobby Byrd was a great man.
Well, we've got Bobby immortalized with his buddy, Mr. Fred Wesley, right here, and this is called Let It Flow, and we'll go into the great classic Fred Wesley House Party. So thanks so much, Fred.
Okay, thank you.
Make it flow.
Special thanks to the legendary Mr. Fred Wesley, and he's coming to town. Go to funkyfredwesley.com. In just a few moments, we'll be back